Something's wrong.
Jab again. 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 Up. Right roll. Up roll.
Hook right hand. Right hand hook. Again. Hook right hand.
At 49 years old, Floyd Mayweather is captured in recent training clips demonstrating remarkable agility and precise bursts of power during his rigorous workouts in the gym.
Slide in front. Punch it, wait till help you go. Drop. Walk it. Pitch it. Six. Punch it. Pitch it.
Short. Double up. Double up.
Watch it. I step back like I have my distance. That's why I step back. See, I have my distance. Fighters don't know their distance. You gotta know your distance.
During training camp, Floyd Mayweather puts in serious work. Even as he nears 50, he remains quick, accurate, and technically polished in every movement.
Pitch it. Hush. Again, touch the gun. Hedge it. Hush, hedge it.
At camp, Floyd frequently works on rope jumping drills to sharpen his speed and build stronger legs. Johnny Nelson notes that Floyd remains quicker, stronger, and more precise than Mike, appearing almost younger as he works the heavy bags in the ring.
Got the run craft. It's like me getting in the ring with a 14-year-old kid that doesn't know half as what I know, but he's got the pace, he's got the movement. And even though Floyd's 48, he'll still have more movement and pace than Mike. So then it's going to be, I want to get him. So to me, it's one of those. You want to watch between your eyes, but when I heard, I thought, wow, really? But then you're going up against Floyd Mayweather. This guy was unbeaten as a fighter. He still physically has ring craft. He still physically can move about the ring and do what he has to do. I think for Mike Tyson, he's going to be very frustrated. He will want to lay a shot on him to get rid of him, but unfortunately, you slow down. Father Time gets the better of us all. And even though I think when it comes to a fan's favourite, I'm quite sure most of the fans would love to see Mike Tyson put Floyd in his place, and that's probably what will be the attraction as well. But you've got to remember, Mike Tyson's 59 years old. You've got to remember, Floyd Mayweather is still hitting the bag in the gym. He's still moving around, even though he's 48 years old. So
Tony Jeff points out that Floyd is taking on Mike to attract huge viewership, expecting a big turnout for an exhibition after Mike's bout with Jake captured record attention.
Yeah, I'll be able to beat him. I mean, remember when Floyd fought Manny Pacquiao? Like, he waited until Manny got knocked spark out from Marquez, and then he was like, yeah, now's my time to fight him. I just don't believe that Floyd would have fought Mike Tyson if Mike Tyson didn't fight Jake Paul. But Floyd seen that Mike Tyson couldn't hardly walk to the ring. When he got to the ring, he couldn't move around. Jake Paul was running circles around him. And that being said, I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan, like huge. But we see what Floyd's doing here. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get in there with Mike Tyson, who couldn't do anything with Jake Paul. I'm going to get millions of dollars. Well, yeah, I'm up for that. But again, I don't blame Floyd Mayweather for doing this. In boxing, I always say, there's not much money in it for the regular people like me and you if you're a fighter. But for someone like Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson, they were earned absolutely millions.
Since both competitors are legendary figures, it seems the main goal of this matchup is monetary, not about adding to their legacies.
Only two living icons, boxing icons. Mike Tyson is an icon. All right, Floyd Mayweather, that's debatable. But Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, that's debate. I mean, by now they're probably icons. Mike Tyson, icon versus icon, in an exhibition effort. You might as well. I want to say this though. If you guys thought Mike Tyson was pulling punches against Jake Paul and that wasn't real, well, he ain't gonna pull no punches against Floyd. Like, that dude has shown that he hated. Remember his faint punch at Floyd?
Legend joining us tonight.
Floyd ain't.
Wade Plemon remarks that seeing a legend like Floyd compete at this stage is somewhat disheartening, implying that financial gain is the primary motivation.
That always thought that Floyd Mayweather had financial troubles because of the money he owed to the IRS, because of the terrible, terrible business and real estate investments that he's made. And apparently, some of these have gone under, and he is owed back rent, or he is owing back rent, and he is delinquent on a lot of payments for a lot of different things right now. These things seem to have added up for Floyd. And now it's pretty apparent that not only is he doing these, bank robbery style exhibitions, but it looks like he absolutely needs to do it, which is very, very sad. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of Floyd Mayweather as an individual outside of the ring, but I never want to see athletes have their money mismanaged or mismanage their own money so badly that they go broke in retirement, and it looks like that's kind of what's happening. And here's a snippet from Business Insider because it made me want to pay for the entire.
Tony Jeff shared his thoughts on what's driving Floyd Mayweather's comeback, suggesting it's more about ego than pure competition. He highlighted that the recent Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight became one of the most watched boxing events in recent memory. For someone like Floyd, who takes pride in being in the spotlight, being outshone is difficult to accept. Jeff explained that this fuels Floyd's drive to capture attention once again and surpass that viewership milestone, proving he still holds sway in the boxing world. He added that Floyd thrives on being the focal point and setting records, and even a brief absence from the limelight challenges his sense of dominance. According to Jeff, this motivation isn't solely about legacy or sporting achievements. It's about reaffirming his relevance and unmatched draw in boxing. With that mindset, Floyd's return appears aimed at both spectacle and breaking new records.
Me and you if you're a fighter. So we've got to make as much money as we can while we can and then get out of the sport. But with these two, they're multi-millionaires. And I want to get into the tail of the tape and talk about exactly the records and all of that stuff with it. But first, I just want to say, I believe that these are doing this for different things. Mike Tyson is doing it purely for the money. Purely for the money. Floyd is doing it for the money as well, but also I believe Floyd's doing it for that limelight. You've seen the numbers that Mike Tyson, Jake Paul got, and I think this is the most viewed fight of all time. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I might be wrong in saying that, but I'm sure it was. It was hosted on Netflix, and Floyd's been one in the past with his ego.
Ariel Helwani recently talked about the uncertainty surrounding some of boxing's high-profile events. He noted that while figures like Carl Froch might see certain announcements as endorsements, the situation is more nuanced. Ariel made it clear that he is reporting on the sport and not involved in organizing or funding any fights, pointing out that key details such as dates, venues, and rules are still unsettled. He also addressed the recent buzz around Mike Tyson, explaining that interest in another exhibition is limited after his bout with Jake Paul. Ariel suggested that if a matchup had followed Tyson's fight with Roy Jones Jr., it could have been a major draw, but the timing after the Jake Paul fight reduces excitement. He added that with Tyson approaching 60 and Mayweather out of the public eye for some time, fan interest is unpredictable. Ariel also explained that releasing vague announcements can be a tactic to gauge audience reaction or attract investors. His comments provide a look into the business and promotional side of boxing, while reflecting on public expectations for figures like Tyson and Mayweather.
Like the likes of Carl Froch viewed that as an endorsement. Like, look, man, I'm just working. It's a big opportunity to be on Netflix. I didn't put the fight together. I'm not paying these guys. So, let's chill out. But all right, I'm not going to poo-poo this. I just don't know what CSI is. And the way it was presented made me think that there was like a secondary press release to come, that they'll be involved in like some sort of like virtual boxing thing. Like, it just didn't seem real. You know why it didn't seem real? I'll tell you why. There's no date attached to it. There's no venue attached to it. Forget rules, exhibition, not exhibition, weight. I mean, here's a guy who fought a heavyweight fighting forget all that. These things can get figured out, the fine details. The fact that it was announced, why announce something with no date or location attached to it? Trying to get some investors or something like that.
But maybe also testing the waters. If the response was overwhelmingly positive, maybe you go, okay, we move forward. If the response is muted or negative, maybe you go, okay, we're not going to actually do this. You lob it out there as a way to poll the public, and then make an adjustment.
So you don't think it happens?
I do not think it happens. I just don't think there will be enough interest. I know they have huge name value. There's zero after the last performance by Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. I don't think there's going to be interest in seeing Mike Tyson do that again. I think if this match was made on the heels of Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr., I think this would be blockbuster. I think people would be falling over themselves to.
Wade Plemons, Floyd Mayweather's attorney, firmly rejects claims that Floyd is in financial trouble, dismissing reports that he owes $54 million. At the same time, he admits that the fight is primarily about money, describing it as a straightforward cash-driven event. Plemons is also honest about the matchup itself, predicting it won't appeal to serious boxing fans and will be underwhelming, except for the spectacle of seeing Mike Tyson step into the ring.
Insider is reporting that Floyd Mayweather could be facing money trouble, citing an estimated $54 million in debt, property foreclosures, multiple lawsuits piling up. Mayweather's attorney strongly denies he's in any kind of financial distress, but the headlines aren't slowing down. $54 million alleged dollars in debt. So it makes sense why they would want to do this, and it's strictly for money. Let's be honest. This is a clear money grab, but this is going to be a terrible fight. This is not going to be a fight that anyone outside of watching Mike Tyson walk to the ring and the idea that maybe he'll knock out the little guy in Floyd that Tyson for a long time didn't like. For a long time called Floyd a small little angry man or a small little scared man because he couldn't walk his kids to school by himself, mainly because Floyd had, he kind of disrespected Muhammad Ali, who was Mike Tyson's favorite fighter and one that he would never put himself above. But Mike's 60 years old. And if there was a time for Mike to get him and knock him out or whatever, it never would have happened because they were in completely different weight classes and XYZ. If you wanted to settle it outside of boxing, that's one thing, but now they're...
Roy Jones Jr. recently shared his thoughts on Floyd Mayweather's future, noting that following his exhibition with Mike, Floyd is seriously considering a return to professional boxing. He pointed out that the possibility of a rematch with Manny Pacquiao is gaining traction, as fans and analysts continue to push for it. Jones explained that many people still feel unresolved about their first fight and believe a proper rematch is overdue. He added that Floyd seems driven to demonstrate his skills once again at the highest level of the sport.
Pacquiao loved me as a ref too. They both did.
But you've done a lot of Floyd fights.
And I've done a lot of Manny Pacquiao fights. Matter of fact, at one point in time, I had done more Pacquiao fights than I had done Floyd fights.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, they were close neck to neck, but...
Do you know how many? How many Floyd fights have you done?
Well, I did, because I did a lot of his exhibition fights after he retired. And believe it or not, I could negotiate how much I make on those exhibition fights, whereas on the professional fights, the commission made that decision.
So there's no favoritism, Floyd, you just...
That's right. And the other thing that made me favorite, on certain fights, our commission will give each camp the name of 3 referees and say, pick one. It don't mean this is the one you're gonna get. And then they'll give them the name of 5 judges and say, pick 3. Don't mean that what you pick you're gonna get. But at least they're getting, the commission is getting their voice as to who they choose. And after a certain amount of time, if Kenny Bayless' name keeps coming up, then that says something
like
about
the way he
my
refs.
work.
Yeah.
That says something about my work in the ring.
Roy, you ever had a chance to pick a ref or petition for a ref?
I have had a few chances to accept or deny. And there have been several times I have denied because I felt like the referee was more into the other guy or was more into the other guy's promotional team.
Yes. You remember that ref?
I do remember a few of them, but I'm gonna tell you like this, I ain't gonna call no names because, you know, I don't like to drop no salt. But in the second Bernard Hopkins fight, this referee, I could tell right away, was for that side and not.
It looks like Roy Jones Jr.'s prediction has come true, as Netflix officially announced the long-awaited rematch. Their tweet read, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. Two of boxing's greatest icons will face each other again in the first ever professional match at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Saturday, September 19th, live globally, only on Netflix. Fans around the world reacted with excitement, eager for the rare chance to see these legends in the ring once more, promising a night of historic boxing action. Johnny Nelson also shared his thoughts on why fighters like Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather return to the ring even past their prime. He explained that while some fans worry about former champions risking their legacies, these athletes still have families and financial responsibilities. Nelson pointed out that at 59, Tyson has a unique opportunity for a huge payday, just as Mayweather does at this stage in his career. He added that when such opportunities arise, concerns about legacy or criticism often take a back seat.
Completely. But you've got to remember, these guys are individuals, their fathers, their brothers, or whatever, and they still want to earn a massive chunk of money. Where's Mike Tyson? Whatever they're getting paid. Where's Mike Tyson at 59 going to earn this kind of money? Where's Floyd Mayweather at this time of life going to make this kind of money? It doesn't matter what we say about legacy. These guys have still got to live. These guys are still thinking, you know what, I'll take the heat, I'll take the criticism, but you know what, my bank account's all right, my family's all right. And I know it's crude, and I know it takes a shine off it, but that's real talk. So these guys are now in a position where where people want to pay them a lot of money to fight each other. It's against somebody they don't like. So again, ego's going to get the better of common sense. With Mike, as far as
Ariel Helwani recently shared a strong opinion about the upcoming fight, calling it unnecessary and saying he personally does not want to see it. He raised serious concerns about the dangers involved, pointing out that both fighters are well past their prime. According to Ariel, entering the ring at this stage carries inherent risks, and although fans may be curious, the matchup could pose significant physical hazards. He also noted that the event seems to focus more on spectacle than safety, highlighting a broader debate in boxing over whether nostalgia-driven fights are worth holding when the athlete's health might be at risk.
These economic times, there's economic challenges. These corporations and companies, they're looking to make profit. And if they put out a pay-per-view, and a lot of people, another thing is the fighters. I'm blaming the fighters too, because there's a lot of guys, they're not bigger than the fighters of yesteryear. That's why you can have a Floyd Mayweather and a Mike Tyson, whose brands are so big. This is going to be a big fight. It's going to be just because it's a freak show, circus fight, whatever you want to say. Some people are going to be mad at it. I don't want to see it, blah, blah, blah. But the curiosity is always going to get the best of the masses, especially if they put this on Netflix or Amazon or whoever, right? And that's the reality. A lot of these new fighters, Gen Z fighters, people under 30, they're not marketing themselves, where everybody sees a picture of Shakur Stevenson or Keyshawn or Virgil Ortiz and know who that person is, right? Versus past fighters, everybody, at least at the time, they would have known who Mike Tyson was. They would have known who Roy Jones Jr. was, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, right? That's the reality of it. So that's how we got here. That's definitely how we got here. And then the other thing is piracy, people being cheap and not wanting to pay for great fights that we've had that have come with a paywall. And then now these companies see that and they're like, we're going to get our money one way or the mother effing other. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And that's the reality of it. So now when we get these freak show fights, they've already seen that YouTubers and influencers.
That wraps up today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.